comics and powered by the Red 5 Network. For more, visit red5.bio.link.
How's this? What do you think? Did I do a good job? Now that you've seen me in 7 days. Oh, funny story. My dog can't look at me this morning. I don't know how long I can handle the hair in my face. But my dog can't look at me. And Dave kept asking me what's wrong. He's like, what's wrong? Like, nothing. I have the makeup and stuff on. I did a pretty good job. I gotta say, this is probably one of my prouder. Yeah, let me see if I can do the face right. I've been practicing. Okay. I gotta do this. And then scooch down. I'm gonna go. Hold on. There we go. What's up, guys? What is up? How have you been? I know it's been a couple days. I've had a lot going on. I've got a couple announcements to make. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Look number 3, everybody. The girl from the ring. I'm tasting all the eyeliner in my mouth. This is gonna be fun to wash off. Couple announcements, but before we get any further, make sure you smash the like button, hit the subscribe if you're new, and ring the notification bell. Ring the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with any more of whatever the hell this is. Yeah, hopefully you survive in the next 7 days. I mean, you're not seeing a ring, you're just seeing... I don't know if I can do the crawly thing. I'm 45 years old. I'm not flexible enough. This is what I look like without my makeup on. It hurts to smile because of the rigid collodion. Okay, so I have a good news, bad news situation for you guys. So which one do you want first? You want the good news or the bad news? Okay, so the good news is, I'm just gonna tell you wait. Good news is I don't need another Halloween look. That's all taken care of. The bad news is there's only going to be 4 Halloween looks this year because I'm having surgery the day before Halloween. Yeah, but it's kind of a good thing because, I mean, usually when you have surgery, it should be a good thing. Like, but I'm having hardware taken out of my knee that's causing me a lot of pain. But then a week after that, I'm having another lower back procedure, but this one is permanent instead of diagnostic. So it's the most wonderful time of the year. It is surgery season. It is surgery season. Up in this bitch. It is. Okay. So, anywho, before we get started into our... I can't even look at the screen. Before we get started on our headlines and stuff, let's yell good morning to everyone, of course. If you're a member of the channel, if you've given a super chat, you get your good morning first. So let's dive in to our first good morning, Deranged Lunatic. Good morning. I know it's so hard to yell and stuff right now. Good morning, Penny! Good morning! Good morning, contributing editor, Lieutenant Keto! I forgot to say the lieutenants. Lieutenant! It's the makeup and the wig cap. Believe it or not, I did this in 2 hours today. 2 hours. I got up at 6 for like no reason. Okay, so there's that. Good morning, Samar. Good morning, Omari. That board, did it say Wednesday? Whoops, I meant Friday. I forgot to change that part. You know what day it is? My God, don't listen. Look at a calendar. Don't depend on my descriptions to decide what day of the week it is. I am not gonna know. Look at me. I actually have blue contacts in, and you can't. Do I? Yeah, I have blue contacts in, and you can't even tell. Good morning, Nightwing! Good morning! What else we got? That's it. That's it for now. Okay. It's probably for the best. Because listen, I'm still not feeling like super great, which is why I'm having all this surgery. Because it's affecting my life. So we're going to get into it. We're going to get into some headlines and such. We are roughly 600 hours away from full monetization to do the drawing one more time. So let's, oh my goodness. In like T-minus 5 minutes, I will be pulling this out of my face. Hold on. I can't do it. There we go. I think I got it. Is that Ring Girl? Perfect. All right, guys. Let's dive in. Oh my God. Woo! So, just a couple other things to dig into really, really quick. Couple of headlines. One of the most concerning, well, first of all, the Duffer Brothers said, I mean, this is not concerning. Okay, I can't do it. I gotta pull it back. One of the things that's not concerning, but it's actually good to hear, is that the Duffer Brothers, despite taking 1.5 million years to round this out, when it comes to Stranger Things, they've said they've known this whole time how the series was going to end. That's great. We want to hear that. Those are things we want to hear. That means you've got your shit together. Okay? You hear that, George R.R. Martin? They've got it together. They know what they want to put together. Good morning, Ensign Loki! I've had this on for, it took me 2 hours to put it on. I've had it on completed for about 2 hours already. So I think the regret has already set in. Anywho, you hear that, George R.R. Martin? Put all your shit together in a backpack. Carry it with you. Just get it together. Get it together. Okay. So the Duffer Brothers said they have known this whole time for years. It wasn't something they had to strain to come up with. There were elements of it that were discussed for weeks, but the core idea of the ending we had for a really long time. We're really happy with the way it ended. It's nerve-wracking to put it out. I'm sure people will have opinions. And then the kid who plays Will tells the Hollywood Reporter, the kid who plays Mike, Finn Wolfhard, he's like, my daughter's first crush. No, that's not true. I can't lie. That's Niall Horn. Her second crush is Finn Wolfhard. He said he's worried. He's worried about the reaction. He said that the HBO hit loomed. Oh God, this is driving me nuts already. The final episodes over the Netflix show, everyone was pretty worried given the way Game of Thrones ended. So he's worried that there's going to be Game of Thrones level backlash over the ending. Well, that's a tad concerning. Like,
Whatever do you mean by that? Do they just give up in the last few episodes? Do they just give up and let an assistant just kind of crap something out last second? I'm a little worried about this. On one hand, you have the Duffer brothers saying, we've known for years how this is going to go. We're very excited. It's come together so well. And then the main kid is like, actually, we're all a little worried how it's going to be received. We're all a little worried that everyone's going to go full Game of Thrones fandom on us. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There just goes 10, 11 years of our lives. Like, again. I think everyone was pretty worried, honestly. Wolfhard tells Time magazine in a new feature story about the season, along with the cover image that's definitely interesting. The way that Game of Thrones got torn to shreds in that final season, we're all walking into this going, we hope to not have that kind of thing happen. But then we read the scripts. We knew that it was something special. Thrones famously ramped up the cinematic spectacle for its final 2 seasons and made longer and more expensive episodes, something Stranger Things likewise did for its previous 4th and upcoming 5th and final season. Yet fans clearly embraced the supersized scope when season 4 premiered 3 years ago. We were nervous about season 4, co-creator Ross Duffer said, and it was one of the most expensive seasons of TV ever made at a reported $30 million per episode. Not the flex you think it is, bro. It was such a relief when it got the viewership it did, because you don't want to scale down for your final season or an abbreviated final season. These were all possible realities. Peacemaker season 2. The final season has to be pegged at a reported $50 million to $60 million per episode. Co-creator Matt Duffer noted that he's been surprised that while the team is considering various ways to expand the franchise, Netflix hasn't exerted more pressure to come up with a direct sequel. I'm kind of surprised there hasn't been more pressure from Netflix, he said. They would love for us to go and pitch it, but they haven't forced us to do it. Netflix chief Bella Baharia added, when they're ready, I'm ready. It also seems likely that such an idea would be kept under wraps until, and they're under contract with Paramount now, so probably not happening. Good morning, Lieutenant Backyard TARDIS. There you go. As previously announced, Netflix is doing unique release strategy for the fight, which is dumb. I'm not a fan of their release strategy. It's just dumb. Netflix, its whole purpose is bingeability, putting it all out there at once. And now it's like, not only we are not even doing it once a week, we are going to do it like once a month. It just, so, and this goes for, it feels like every single studio since COVID. They're not sticking the landing anymore with series finales, movie franchise finales. Like, since COVID, it's just not working anymore. It's like they figured out, well, we'll just shovel out a bunch of weak sauce and we'll still make money. It's fine. We'll scrape by. Merchandising. So, as always, it's kind of a cautious feeling, like I want it to be good. But I'm terrified it's going to let me down. Like tearing my face up. I'm just scared that it's going to be a letdown, like most things have been lately. I've been let down so many times. I don't think my heart can take it anymore. So, there you have that information. I don't know. We shall see. And I just got a gold star from my Oscar Emmy winning mentor in makeup. Very proud of that. Hot dog. Anywho, what do you guys think? I mean, I'm already super irritated with them that they're taking 2-3 years in between seasons and that they think that's the way to go. The fact that they think that's how you should be doing things is just really really effing annoying. Like, we have nothing better to do with their time but shell out money every month for years waiting for product. It's just dumb. Good morning, Patricia. Good morning. But it's kind of a spit in the face for them to expect us to keep shelling out subscription money and to say that, oh no, waiting 2 or 3 years in between a season is totally normal and it's what should be done. Like, really? We're getting old. We stop caring, we forget, or both. Once we forget and then we remember, we don't care enough to go back and rewatch it. And if that's the case, if you haven't made us care enough to go back and rewatch it to be fresh for the new season that you took 2 or 3 years to make, then maybe it just wasn't that good in the first place. You're not blowing our skirt up enough. I don't know why you brought Star Wars into this yet, man, but good morning, Eddie. You're using flop language. When we say flop language, when we use flop language about a movie that's not out yet, or even that vocabulary tells me one thing, pal, and you might be in the wrong place. We wait until we've seen it and seen the numbers ourselves. We don't parrot. But welcome. Welcome. I honestly do welcome any conversation about it. You want to have a conversation? We're here. We're absolutely here. Deranged Lunatic, Lieutenant Deranged Lunatic, I can't hold my Netflix. There's nothing on there I can't live without. That's kind of me. There are very few. I mean, honestly, I think the one I paid for is Amazon Prime. I think I pay for Amazon Prime because it's got a lot of old stuff on there that I like. That's pretty much me. But other stuff I pay in spurts. If there's something coming out that I might be interested in or want to review, I'll pay for it while it's out. And then I unsubscribe. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it to me. Yeah, we tolerate you, Loki. But I hate that stupid ass language. I do. It's so dumb. Incoming flop. Like, every single haterade, professionally outraged channel out there doesn't say that 600 times. That's like the new buzzwords for the professionally outraged YouTube channels. I absolutely hate those buzzwords. The shill ones, I hate those too. I hate all the buzzwords on either side. It's just obnoxious. Just obnoxious. Let's use new words. All right, guys. Let's move on. If you have any questions, comments, emotional outbursts about the Duffer Brothers seeming to continually be absolutely unaware of what the audience really wants in a streaming service. I mean, they're good writers, okay? They've put some good quality product out there, but let's face it, nobody wants to wait 3 years in between seasons. TV is what we watch while we're waiting for the movies to come out. 3 years is totally acceptable to wait for a sequel to a movie, right? But waiting for a new season of a TV show? No, not acceptable. We're not okay with that. So, moving on. And you know what's really funny about that, Kino? Guess what's not on any pirate site anywhere? Marvel Zombies. It's not anywhere. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? And to be fair, Loki, to be fair, it did star Jared Leto. So everyone's tired of him. Okie dokie. Moving on. So this is popped up. I don't know how real this is. Now, I do know for a fact that this stuff over here is legit. This is actual cast and crew stuff right here. This over here, not entirely sure. The 25 to 26. It could be. It could very well be because they're getting ready to go do their reshoots. But there's a lot of reshoots. And we knew that was going to happen because they didn't have a third act. They didn't have a finished script. Stop filming without a finished script. That's just bad logistics. It's just really bad logistics. I just... You know what, guys? I miss being so hyped for this shit. You know, I really do. I miss getting so excited for these things. We're like, oh man, I just tearing through the internet looking for some kind of sneak peek or some little crumb to just tide me over to the premiere, anything. Just so excited. And now they've let me down so many times with so many weak plots and subpar movies. You just get worried. It's just, you're so scared to get excited because then you get excited and then you go see it and you're like, why didn't I feel like I did before? Oh, because it wasn't as good. It's like you almost, how do I put it? It's almost like you don't want to acknowledge that it was really bad because you don't want to be let down again. Do you know what I mean? It's so upsetting. It's so upsetting. I want it to be good. It's Doctor Doom. It's Doctor Doom. I want it to be so good. I want to be so hyped. They're putting a little piece of House of M in it. I want to be so excited, but I'm not. Hey, Dominic, Sonia Riley, good morning. Pessimism is the secret to happiness. Look what it's done to me. I look so happy. Shut up, Loki. Like, I'm just so scared for the comic book industry. Like, not just the movies, comic books in general, because comic books in general haven't been that great either. Now, I'm loving Absolute Wonder Woman. I'm loving that. Still have to get back to reading it. But been busy with you guys. I don't know. We'll see. Let's watch a trailer. Let's watch trailer. Something different. Where's it at? Here we go. Let's watch the final trailer for It. Welcome to Derry. Let's review it, see what we think. I think it comes out the 26th. Again, I'm not going to be here Halloween, guys. I'm super bummed. I was really excited. About doing a stream on Halloween. You know, how it worked out that it fell on that day. But that's okay. I have a super bomb look that I was going to do on Halloween, and I'll just do it next Friday. So just make sure you're here next Friday. So I'm pretty excited. This wasn't my top look. This wasn't the one I was going to, whatever. Anyway, let's watch this together and give our commentary and review. Here we go.
Holy smokes. No way.
First of all, there's a lot of tidbits, a lot of world building in the book. A lot of other things that made me never read Stephen King ever again. But deranged lunatic, I can't watch the trailer. I have a problem with dairy. Are you lactose intolerant? I lactose. Anyway, a lot of world building that's never really been touched on. A lot of lore, I should say. A lot of lore in it that never gets touched on in any of the movies or mini series. Like serious crazy lore. Buenos dias, Fernando. Hello. It's okay. Okay. Here we go.
I love these.
Oh, airplanes. Uh-oh.
All of the tunnels are underground.
All of the cows.
Where none of the children will ever be found.
So what's crazy is in the book, it all starts off in the 50s. And then in the recent movies, it starts off in the 80s instead of finishing in the 80s, whatever. So now it's going back to the 50s with a bunch of different kids. So
they wandered away to join the show.
Oh.
And lost their way in the world below.
This looks pretty good so far. Oh, spooky, spooky, spooky. Ah!
Fear. It settles on every little.
Do you see that? It says Shawshank. See if I can get it back there. Shawshank. It says Shawshank.
On every living person it touches like a fog.
They joined the circus and left their town. Now they live here down with the clown.
Uh-oh. There he is.
Down with the clown. Down with the clown. Down with
Man.
the clown.
I will say one thing. I do love Tim Curry. I do. But Bill Skarsgård, man, he is how I imagined Pennywise when I read the book. A lot of the imagery, the underground, just really, really, I would never advocate anyone actually sitting and reading this book because of what happens at the end. I'm just saying Stephen King should be investigated. But up until that point, it's a really good book. Very scary and creepy. Down. Oh my God. Oh man, that looks really good. I can't tell you on this stream. There is no way to tell you on this stream. None. You're going to have to Google it. And even if you Google it, Stephen King should be investigated. He should be investigated. Yeah, I think I'm in. This looks really good. I'm a huge fan of the movies. They were amazing. They were very, very good. This looks really good. It looks like they put the absolute effort and quality into it. Yeah, you need to incognito that with a VPN and everything. Like, But yeah, this looks really, really good. I'm really looking forward to it. They are anticipating at least 3 seasons of this series, and every season is going to go backwards in time another 27 years, because that's when, Pennywise wakes up, is every 27 years. So tell me what you think of the final trailer for It, Welcome to Derry, in the chat. Any questions, comments, emotional outbursts? Leave it in the chat below. I can't do a very creepy voice, especially right now. Oh, this is giving me a headache. Oh, this is awful. This feels terrible. We absolutely are. And see, here's the thing. I like spooky. And I like suspenseful. I like supernatural stuff. I don't like slasher. Stuff. Hacking off limbs. It's all over me. A little too close to home for me. Just all over me. Okay. So I think we've all established that I could never be an actress for so many reasons. The main one, I cannot act. 2, this is on my last effing nerve. I'm probably going to sleep the rest of the day. I'm miserable right now. Absolutely miserable. Okay. So, moving on. Brad Winderbaum was talking to Brandon Davis the other day, and kudos to Brandon Davis. I mean, just even in the last year or so, is just really, really exploded. He's really grown his brand. So good for him. DL. Lieutenant DL says Bill Skarsgård has really found his niche in the horror community. That dude has some like Jim Carrey level morphing ability. Like, that is just insane. He is, hell yeah. That family. I've been rewatching Vikings, and even Gustav Skarsgård is just, man, talk about the Kings. That whole family, man, impressive. Okay, so as I was saying, Brad Winderbaum, he's the head of Marvel TV and animation, and he was talking to Brandon Davis, and he was talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, and he has recently rewatched all 7 seasons. Now, a few months ago, we came across a rumor that someone from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D is supposed to show up, or could possibly show up, in the Vision Quest series by Terry Matalas. Okay. Well, this seems to give it more credence, because Brad's rewatched all 7 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Honestly, the last season's a bit unnecessary. I don't care for it. Brad says that show really holds up. There's moments in that series where they hit their stride, and there will be a string of like 5 to 6 episodes that are just absolutely incredible. He's absolutely right. There is some great writing in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Great acting, everything. Where am I? I'm looking for it. Find it. Because he also said something else, or it was Phil Coulson himself, and it's not here, Phil Coulson himself, Clark Gregg was talking about, well, someone asked him about, what do you have to say to those people who say that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't canon in the MCU? And he flat out says, fuck off. Like, yeah, that's how he feels. He's like, no, we did some great work, so fuck off. And I kind of agree with you, Fernando. Whoops, pressed the wrong button. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. started off strong, but started to suck after season 3. I'm kind of with you there. Whenever I do my rewatch, I always kind of fall off around there. Like, they lose me. They really lose me. Yeah, they spent a lot of time on Ada. Like, so much time on Ada. Like, and Ada using the Darkhold to... that one kind of lost me. Dom Riley says, I'm sorry, Sonia, Clark Gregg was in War of the Worlds. He's not doing so good. Poor guy. Feige says it's non-canon. Way to endear yourself, Clark. Omar says, their take on Ghost Rider was pretty cool, though. It was. It was. I did like their Ghost Rider. But maybe it's Daisy or Sky, whatever they want to call her in that one. Maybe she's come back. Because again, Terry Metalis, he's really, really good at giving people what they want, but also giving them the good stuff they want, doing it well, mixing it with good storytelling. He's very good at that. And I can see him sitting down with Feige and saying, how bad do you want me on this project? Like, how bad do you want me? How bad do you want your audience back? Because I'm telling you, if you let me do this, it's going to work really well for you. I wouldn't put it past him. At all. At all. DL, I did like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. except what happened to Mockingbird and Lance. I don't remember. Fernando, I did like Robbie Reyes, but still wasn't enough to save the series. Yeah, those later seasons just got so boring. So boring. And then those same people made the Inhumans. Never forgets. It was so awful. So unbelievably awful. And yet, Anson Mount ended up playing Black Bolt again. So wild. Loki, I hate Robbie Reyes as Ghost Driver because all Mexicans have lowriders, you see. You know, technically I am a lowrider. I'm so low to the ground and I'm often on wheels. Orale. They really ruined Medusa. Oh my god, I just want to rip this off. And I can't. Okay. So here we go. Have you heard this? Jim Carrey is zooming toward a live action feature version of The Jetsons. Great. Yeah. Really need to replace this. So live action Jetsons with Jim Carrey. I don't hate it. You know, we've never done a Jetsons movie. The first Flintstones movie wasn't terrible. It was huge in the 90s. And Jim Carrey, why not? He's kind of a cartoon. I am not great at playing Limbo. I don't. Maybe the first rung I could just walk under, but after that, I don't bend and it won't actually. Spinal damage, yes, I can. I'm amazing at it. I don't think so. I don't think kids these days even know who the Jetsons are. It's almost old enough for those kids to think it's original. Dom Sonia Riley says, the age of originality is over. The time of the live action remake has come. No original films or ideas exist anymore. Kino, I hope this happens. Studios have been trying to adapt other Hanna-Barbera IPs for years. Why not? Like, seriously, why not? What else are we going to do? Go outside? Seriously, why not? Jim Carrey needs work. Good morning, We the People TV. I'm trying to make the ring face again. There we go. Ring girl. By the way, if you type in ring girl on Google, you don't get this. You have to type in horror. All right, guys. Let's see what else we got. Back to Marvel. Brad also told Brad Winderbaum also told Brandon Davis that the Punisher sequel is really emotional and wild. We're in editorial now, written by John Barenthal and Ray Green. You let John Barenthal write it. Our director shot by Robert Elswit, Oscar-winning DP, beautiful piece, and incredibly acted by John. Again, just wait and see. Good morning, Music City Soul! Oh, Penny says she's getting ready to watch the Jetsons with her grandson. See? Introduce him to the good stuff. The young generation loves Jim Carrey, especially in the Sonic movies. Jim could be the next draw for kids, regardless of how old the IP is. That's a really good point. I did not think of that. I didn't think of that. I don't talk to kids very often. All right, guys, let's just get into our main topic. Let's just get into it. All right. Let's see if I can do it this way. Can I do it this way? No, I can't do it this way. Can I do it this way? 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 No. No. How about this way? No. How about this way? Okay. We'll just do it this way. Why not? This way you can see my beautiful face. Okay. So I was going to talk about this Wednesday, as Omari pointed out, you dick. I seem to have eaten off most of the eyeliner off my teeth. This is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. And they were speaking to some big time Hollywood agent, because those guys are super reputable. Am I right? No one asked for this reboot. And it's not even a reboot. It's supposed to be a sequel. But it didn't even continue the real story from the last sequel. That's what confused me and let me down so much about this sequel, is that it didn't continue the story that the fans wanted it to continue. And I mean, Tron Legacy, I didn't even care that much for in the first place, to be perfectly honest. If I'm going to say, oh, I love Tron, I'm talking about the original Tron movie. And this stupid ad is in my freaking way. AT&T, you're a master of suspense. Okay. I need a new one. I need a new mic and mic arm. This thing is coming apart. Okay, Tron may mark the end of Jared Leto's franchise leading days. One would hope at this point. As Aries disappoints, insiders question whether the self-styled, boundary-pushing A-lister can still be counted on to carry a franchise vehicle to the bank. Self-styled boundary pusher? Okay, first of all, I'm about to rip this thing off. He is a cult leader. Google it. He has a cult. He owns an island. It's a cult. There he stood in a red raincoat draped dramatically over a white suit. Perched 30 feet above Piccadilly Circus for the October 1st London premiere of Tron Ares. What was Jared Leto doing up there, greeting his public like some interstellar overlord? Drumming up excitement for his latest blockbuster release, of course. The stunt was straight out of Leto playbook, involving bombastic tall buildings and shoulder-length hair jostled by elements, but didn't succeed at its primary mission, driving audiences to theaters. Like a light cycle slamming into a jet wall, Tron Ares was savagely de-rezzed at the box office this weekend, bringing in at least $10 million less than it projected opening gross. The Disney sci-fi tentpole pulled in a dismal $33.2 million from 4,000 theaters against a net production budget of at least $180 million. Overseas, the sci-fi epic also failed to connect, grossing $27 million for a global start of $60.2 million. Some of Disney were always concerned only diehard fans would show up, which isn't a Leto issue, but an IP problem. They were right. 18 to 24-year-old males, the sweet spot, badly. I need my glasses. Underexed. Combined with a bland B+ cinema score, sources say Tron will likely retire from the big screen. Leto appreciates spectacle. How else would you describe an actor who scales the Empire State Building, climbing from the 86th floor observatory to the 104th floor, all to promote his band 30 Seconds to Mars? Why? Ever since I was a kid, I was fascinated with the Empire State Building, Leto told Jimmy Fallon. But stunts might not be enough to distract from the spate of negative headlines after airmail collected 9 allegations from women who described disturbing conduct ranging from flirtatious overtures when they were minors to episodes of exposure. His representatives denied everything, but alarmed Disney executives had no idea whether other accusations might emerge. It didn't happen, and Leto embarked on a global promo tour. He was the face of Ares Tron campaign and was a consummate professional throughout. Studio insiders say, sources tell The Hollywood Reporter, he earned a high 7 figures for the role, plus a 7-figure producing fee. What? Masters of the Universe as He-Man's high-pitched antagonist Skeletor. It could be a good career move, embodying the iconic skull-faced fantasy villain who walks a line between genuine menace and camp. Yet likely over are the days where Leto could, through sheer willpower and in-the-room charisma, push through a green light as he did with Tron Ares originally, was conceived as a straightforward follow-up to the 2010s Tron Legacy. itself a modest success, having grossed 400 million worldwide against 170 million net production budget. The first iteration of the Tron Ares script was a different movie that probably would have been better, but it had a character named Ares. Screenwriter Jesse Wigutow told Polygon for an October 11th story. The version ultimately was shelved by Disney, but Leto wouldn't give up. It didn't hurt that he had a powerful ally in his corner, Sean Bailey, who was hired to run Disney's live-action studio in 2010 by former Disney topper Rich Ross after he produced Tron Legacy, and he also had goodwill from his lauded earlier dramatic work in Dallas Buyers Club. He was good in that. Okay, I'll give him that. And Requiem for a Dream. The pitch worked. By 2017, Leto was elevated to producer, and the movie's narrative was reframed so that the protagonist became Ares, his character. Leto not only got his Tron movie, but he was now the star. It is his fault. It is entirely his fault. It is 1,000% Jared Leto's fault. Bailey, the movie's chief proponent within the studio, was shown the door last year, but has a producing deal at Disney. But now, the kinds of hefty paydays Leto earned for Ares could be in the past. As an agency partner says, the studios already had stepped away from the actor as a leading man choice after the failure of Sony's Spider-Man universe spinoff Morbius, which opened to 39 million stateside en route to not good 167 million globally in 2022. In a world where Michael Fassbender, Ewan McGregor, and Benedict Cumberbatch are having a hard time getting lead roles, why would you even go to a person who can't open a movie, who has a question marks around him as a person, asks one of the top talent manager partners. With Ares flopping, the insider says Leto's currency in this town has run colder than Morbius's vampire blood. To be clear, the flame out of Tron isn't Leto's burden alone. You could have had Ryan Gosling. It wasn't going to work, says the first agency partner. No one asked for this reboot. If you say Tron Ares is good, we just need a different actor, you're deluding yourself. So here's the thing. It is Leto's fault. It's right here in black and white. He had the script. He had the entire story retooled to make his character, Ares, the spotlight. It was a totally different story. So how much do you want to bet they wrote out Sam Flynn and Olivia Wilde's character? They just wrote about and they threw together this story so that Jared Leto could be the star. Oh my God. He's done. He's done at this point. What the crap? All right, I'm going to check in with you guys and see what you had to say. The Hollywood Reporter, I trust a fart more than I trust them. Well, they're saying he rewrote it or had it rewritten, and all you have to do is check the credits. I mean, that's easily provable. Kino says Tron Ares had a huge potential from all the guerrilla style aftermath sorts they've filmed. Disney dropped the ball big time. Music City Soul Legacy had nothing to do with Ares, LOL. I was bummed about that for sure, but still enjoyed it all the same. Omari, how did they not bring back Cillian Murphy for Tron Ares? He was right there, and now he's an Oscar winner. Haven't seen the movies yet. Did they mention the whole Flynn Lives cult? No, they did not. Loki, why was it Leto's fault for Ares and not Ziegler's fault for Snow White? Because Leto actually had the script changed. Like he changed the whole story. Backyard TARDIS. George Jetson is a bit plain for Jim Carrey. He's still a cartoon, though. I can see that. Omari. It was Ziegler's fault for Snow White. Well, I blame her, Peter Dinklage, and Disney. Yes. Danny DeVito of Mr. Spacely, Space Sprockets. Do it. I'm there for it. Backyard TARDIS. Also, I want Carrie to be Emperor Robotnik. Okay. Shown leaked unused animatics for Sonic 3. Okay. Skeletor for the win. I don't want him to trash that either. I really don't. Good morning, Samar. Oh God, what up? Yeah, Gucci in my off time. Yeah, this is me without makeup. Penny, well, since I'm meeting the girls for coffee and crochet at 3, I'll go to Harris Teeter afterwards then. You do it, girl. Omari, Leto needs another Dallas Buyers Club type role so that people remember that he can act when given the right direction. He did not act in this film either. Like, he needs to go back to school. Just his bad acting. That's all. Just his bad acting. The rest was not his fault. Backyard TARDIS. Leto is the reason why I have done a wait and see about Tron. This is a torn up old, it used to be tie-dyed, but I bleached it for Bride of Frankenstein. I figured out you're the ring girl. Yeah. See? Here, hold on. Do it like I had it earlier. And then I do this. And then I go. There. Yeah, ring girl. That was for your husband? Tell him I said hi. I'm going to need so much moisturizer after this. You didn't like the original Tron? Whatever. I was actually, I was her last year. I was actually her last year with this wig. He must have a great agent to still be getting work after his Joker. No kidding. He has a cult. Okay. He has a cult. No, Dave kept asking me what's wrong. And I said, I'm not making a face. It's the makeup. And then our dog won't even look at me. So very excited about ripping this all off in exactly 3.5 minutes. But according to the Hollywood Reporter, that back almost about a few years ago, that's so wild to hear you say that. I will never, ever get over that. There's Sean. I'm glad I'm not watching this on VHS. This is Sean Stackhouse. Good morning, Lieutenant Stackhouse. Yeah, you may not survive. Oh, I love it. Leto isn't as bad as Ezra Miller, but it is close. It is close. But to find out that he had the entire script, the entire story completely tossed out and retooled to center around his character. What a jerk off. Like, seriously. And no, Dave does not. Dave doesn't get into Halloween. He does not. Scare Off Scuttlebutt podcast. By the way, good morning. He says, I'm going to have to rewatch Morbius because I remember watching it and not hating it. I'm trying to figure out why people hated it so much. Because we can't stand Jared Leto. And the story was kind of meh. Oh my goodness. It's warm. All right, guys. I can't do this anymore. I'm miserable. I'm miserable. So miserable. I'll probably be even more miserable next week. Just wait. But there you have it. there you have it. Tron Ares, the story was Leto's fault. His ego. It was his ego. He wanted the story retold to make him the center of attention. Boom. If you have any questions, comments, emotional outbursts about anything we've talked about today, or if you're going to survive in the next 7 days, leave it in the comments below. We're going to wrap this up. If you want to help support the channel, thank you. God knows I freaking need it. You can do so in the cheapest and easiest way possible. And that's just by hitting that like button, subscribing if you're new, and ringing the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more of whatever this is. One more look left because I am having surgery the week of the day before Halloween. So that sucks. Pardon me. What are you doing? Get out of there. Olive, back off. Sorry, dog. I don't know what she's doing, but I don't trust it. Hey, I don't trust you. Okay. Anywho, if you would like to help support the channel in other ways, thank you. Consider joining the channel as a member. On Thursdays over at the Discord, we have our members only Throwback Thursday theater. And for the next few weeks, we will be watching Hercules, The Legendary Journeys. So sign up, join the membership, become a lieutenant in the Nerdling Army, and I'll send you a link to the Discord and we will start watching things together this Thursday. Also, you get early access to every single one of my drops. You get priority access, you go to the front of the line whenever you want to request a breakdown or any video whatsoever. If whatever topic you want me to record a video on, you go to the front of the line. That's for members of the channel and members of the Patreon. Ooh, that's the original. Ooh, Nerdling Army. 3 different tiers starting as little as $3 a month. You get all the perks that you get over here on the channel, but you also get some very cool exclusive content, some scoops, some behind the scenes outtakes, and you get exclusive merch that you can't get anywhere else. And you get that every 3 months for the first year of your membership. So check that out over at patreon.com/comicsand. You can also scan this QR code right here. It takes you to buymeacoffee.com/comicsandmua, and you can tip me as little or as much as you can. There's also Cash App. Ta-da! Ta-da! I also have an Etsy store, comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com. Hundreds of designs on hundreds of products, all made by yours truly. So check those out today. Everything here goes to help me keep this channel going because it is my full-time gig. There's also my Amazon page. I have so many lists with all of my recommendations. I'm telling special effects stuff, okay? Cosmetics, skincare, recommended viewing, reading, all that stuff. Check that out. All of these links are in the description below. Also, if you need a new pair of glasses, like I'm pretty sure I do right now, just scan this QR code over here on the right, and my hand is there. It is. It's in frame now, right there. That'll save you 10% on your next pair of Zenni optical prescription, non-prescription sunglasses, Zenni IQ lens, Zenni ID guard. Trust me, okay? They block all different of the light spectrum from the sun, blue light from your computer, infrared light, so that, Skynet can't scan your face. I'll save you 10%. Just use my personalized link. It's in the description below. And this podcast is powered by the Red 5 Network. We are a collective of exclusively nerdy podcasters and content creators here to educate and entertain you. So if you like this podcast, chances are you're going to love more of what the Red 5 Network has to offer you. So go to red5.bio.link today to discover more of your Red 5 Network. And everything I've just told you about is on my website, including, after I'm done today, pictures of this look, including Pictures of last week's look and the week before that will be up on the website. So if you missed the last 2 Halloween looks, just go to the website, comics-and.com. Scarif Scuttlebutt Podcast says you need to release clips of this episode using a skipping video VHS filter. Can you request a breakdance? No, because I'm 45 and my legs don't work. But thank you. Like this video or something bad will happen to you in 7 days. He's right. Not very good at this. Breakdance. I'll never get over it. Dre's Lunatic. I forgot to tell you that Tabitha said that she said the word piss last night at her stream. I mentioned I was going to tell you, and she's like, go ahead, be a tattletale. There's going to be a Jason series? Wild. So it's a slasher thing, and I'm not really like into that stuff, but I know it's surgery season is upon us. And I haven't told you guys, but there's going to be a third one. I'm scheduling it in December. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Good morning, Travis. While I don't love Leto or the original Tron, seeing him back in the original grid in the hole in the wall that they escaped in made me smile. That was pretty cool. That was neat. I'll give you that. That was neat. That was neat. Neat. All right, nerds, I'm out of here. I got to go and wash my face because this is actually rather miserable. But you guys are awesome. Have a wonderful weekend. I will see you next week. I think Monday. Is it Monday? Yes, I think so. I'm probably going to be late Monday. I got a doctor's appointment in the morning. I'm sorry. Anyway, be good to one another. Keep your eyes peeled. All right? Because
Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are gonna get you!
Hey nerdlings, gather around. Dani's in the house and the hype's inbound. From sci-fi dreams to super real schemes, she's the queen of comics and everything in between. Makeup brush in one hand, pen in the other, crafting worlds like no one's ever discovered. Sci-fi writer, pinch creator, going live on stream. There's no one greater. Comics and everything, we dive so deep into stories and the secrets that the nerds all keep. Comics and everything, the chat's alive. Monday through Friday, Dani provides the vibe. Superheroes, villains, fantasy lore. Every day there's something new to explore. From Star Wars stars to Marvel fights, breaking nerdy news.